Hi, my name is Josh Griffiths, and this is for my Mathematics 2 class. This is the center that I decided to do. It involved multiplying fractions, and specifically multiplying fractions that can be used in everyday life. Um, I chose to use that because I think that fractions are actually really fun. I enjoy them. It's been something that, as a kid, I was not a huge fan of math, but over the years I've started to really enjoy it. It's been something that I started to come to really like, and I enjoy trying to figure out how certain things can become a different number based on how much is put into it, or how many times it's split up, or how much gas that you're using in a certain amount of time, based on looking at how many miles that you get per gallon, and how much your fuel tank has based on whether it's you're at an eighth of a tank, or a fourth, or a half, or whatever. So I really enjoy that. I think it's a very valuable thing, a very valuable skill to have, to be able to take something and be able to base the fraction out of that and figure it out. So my target was the 5th grade. That's where my internship was at this semester for math. It's also the class that I work in as a para. I really just enjoy those kids, that age group. I feel like they really are at a just kind of a level of being complete sponges, and they're able to kind of talk back to you a little bit about what they're doing, what they're learning. Even if they are completely wrong in what they feel they're learning, it's fun to try to work through that and get that sorted out with them. So I enjoy that. Um, this lesson plan would probably last, it could last up to basically any time that you wanted, but probably 15 to 20 minutes based off of just taking the time to work through some of the problems to figure out how to have the base knowledge of fractions, subtracting, adding, and then also going through multiplication of fractions. Doing that just to get back in the base, uh, level of figuring out how to use those, but then also adding in a few different activities to try to make sure that it's understood of how they work and how to multiply fractions. Probably take you about 15 to 20 minutes. The materials that I have are some colored tiles. Those can be easily used to show a whole, or it can be broken up into smaller pieces. You could also add more onto it to show that something is growing. If you're multiplying, you can also do that. So that helps with those tiles. There's also different types of tiles with shapes. You could do that and multiply those as well, and that could add kind of a new side to it. These are all just square tiles. I also have a package of pancake batter that is not made yet, but there are different fraction amounts that you have to do for certain amounts of servings. So in that, you'd be able to show kids, or show the students, how they are able to take their pancake batter and make it for a certain amount of people and figure out how much they need so that they don't have their pancakes way too runny or way too dry. Also have a measuring cup here as well. You need that for whenever you're working on something with these pancake batter. So the Common Core standard that I used was 5NFB6, and that is solving real-world problems with fractions. Um, also was planning on, in my uh, center, to be able to work on kind of a problem involving mileage and um, the mileage that's used compared to gas. And um, so this would be something that would be very valuable for students. It may only happen every once in a while, but where they're running low on gas when they get older, and they're going to need to know how to work the fractions out to be able to see if they have a chance of making it somewhere, or if they're planning a road trip, or even just a trip at all, in their car, to be able to figure out how much the gas will be if they're headed to a certain place, or how far they're headed, how many miles, and multiplying the fraction of what they've got out of their tank, or splitting that up between 4 or 5 friends, something like that. It is a very valuable skill. So basically the prerequisite knowledge that they would need is just the basis of fractions, knowing what a fraction is. Also looking at how to add the fraction will help, how to subtract the fraction will help, and then to be able to multiply that will definitely come into play after you've at least got the understanding that there's the base knowledge of understanding what a fraction is. So that is how my center would go down. I've done a little bit of this work in my class so far, and it's been a lot of fun. It's really fun to get the students when they are able to finally figure out and it clicks how to use fractions, that it's really not as scary as it seems. It's just really breaking it down into smaller, easier terms for them to understand, because the numbers can look weird and crazy. And so, yeah, it's been a lot of fun to try to sort that out with them. And yeah, thank you very much. Good night.